رامحولي معلنك.
I'm going to share the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, can you see it? Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, today's topic will be full wave rectification, because before the mid we have done half wave rectification, right? And this is the full wave. So what was half wave rectifier? Half wave. Half wave was, so we will only keep the half portion and the other half will be gone, right? But in case of full wave, we will keep these and we will also keep these. But since if we keep these, it will be at the opposite side, we will try to make it, what is that? We will try to make it, what should I say? Inverted. Inverted means it will be here. So what is happening? See, so our wave will be like this in one way, okay? In one direction. When it is in one direction, it is no longer AC, it is DC, direct current. Understood? So let's see how we can do that. The DC level obtained from a sinusoidal input can be improved 100% using a process called full wave rectification. The most familiar network of the performing such a function appears in the figure, this figure, and where 4 diodes, can you see that 4 diodes? 4 diodes in a bridge configuration. This is a bridge configuration, bridge. That means you have 1, 2, 3, 4 diodes. In between you have a resistor. That's why it is called a bridge. That's why it is called a bridge rectifier, because from this point and this point they form a bridge. During the period, okay, do not I do not have to read all of this. Let's see how this thing works. See, everyone. So this is our circuit. So full wave rectifier. So here we have 4 diodes. Before in the half wave rectifier we have 1 diode only, but here we have 4. So this one is D1 is going upward. This one is D2 is going downward. This one is D3 it is going downward. This one is D4 it is going upward. And in the middle we have a resistor, that is R. That will be our output resistance as well. That means we will be taking our output from there as well. So our input, that means this is Vi. So the highest value is Vm. We will put it here. So here is plus, here is minus. We all know in case of AC, the plus minus doesn't matter. The only thing it matters is the direction, right? Why plus minus is given? To indicate the positive half cycle will go through there. The positive half cycle will go through this one first. That means this part will go in this way, and this part will go in this way. That's why the plus minus is given, nothing else, for nothing else. So okay, so for first half cycle, this one, for first half cycle, that means this one, the current will go in this way. Agree everyone? Now when the current goes in this way, at this point it will be confused. At this point it will be confused in which way it should go, right? But see, it has 2 paths. One is this one. Either it can go in this way and it can go in this way, right? It has 2 paths. But you have a diode that is reverse bias. Can you see that? The current is going in this way. That means this diode is reverse bias. So no current can go in this way. So nothing will go in this way. This diode is forward bias. So the current will go in this way. Agree? Everyone? I believe so. You agree, sure. You should agree, right? Now current will go in this way. After reaching this point, it will be again confused because it has 2 paths, right? So one is this one, another one is this one. Here you can see this diode is also reverse bias. So no current can go. So this current cannot go, right? So the only way it has to follow the resistor. So see at first, from which point the resistor is getting the current? From this point, right? That's why it is plus, and current is leaving like this. That's why it is minus. Do you understand the meaning of plus and minus in a resistor?
Yeah.
Okay, if the current enters, that is the plus. If current leaves, that is the minus. So in this case, current enters this way. So this is plus, right? This is minus. So here, after reaching here, again it will see it has two paths. One is this one, another one is this one. Now, both of them are, technically, both of them are forward bias, right? Both of them are forward bias. But if the current choose the D1, what will happen? Current is coming in this way, current will go in this way. But remember, current does not follow the entering path. That means the current follows one path only, and it has to complete the whole cycle. It cannot go back to the cycle. So what do I mean by that? Let's change the color. So if current goes through this way, what will happen? It has to go by this side, right? See, from the plus point, the current was coming. Now, from the plus point, current is leaving. It cannot happen because current has to complete the full cycle. That is plus to minus. So it will leave the plus and it will come back to minus. So that is the only condition. That's why the current cannot go in this way. So current has to go this way, right? So this current will come and will go through these. Then after that, it will get back to minus. So what is happening here? Here, D1 and D4, they are not being used. So only diodes that are being used that are okay, D1 and D3. That means positive half cycle. Let's write it positive half cycle. In positive half cycle, D2 and D3, they are conducting. That means they are active, right? That's why current will go, current will go, current will go, current will go, current will go through the resistor, then through the diode and come back. So the only important thing here is the direction of current through the resistor, because resistor is our output device. So we should consider the resistor voltage. Now, if we use a multimeter to measure the voltage on the resistor, you will get the exact same value of your VI to your VO. Remember, you should get exact same value of your VI equal to your VO, because in the whole path you have only one resistor, so your voltage will not be divided, because if you have two resistors, then your voltage could have been divided. So how many resistors do you have in this whole path? One. That's why your VI will remain equal to VO. Understood? Okay, let's clean it up. So what will happen? Since the current is going in this way, current is going in this way, so the current is entering the resistor through the plus point. So this is your plus. So we will put a multimeter or an oscilloscope there. What will happen? We will get exact same value of your input, right? So if we get the exact same value of your input, your output will be like this. This is your input, so your output will be exactly same. Like this. So this is your VM, this is your VM. So the value will be VM, provided if your diode do not take any voltage. Provided your diode do not take any voltage. So that is your VM. That is your input, that is your output. So for first half cycle, that is done. Now for second half cycle, let's consider. For second half cycle, current will go in this way, right? After reaching this point, again it will become confused. It has two way. One is this one, another one is this one. So it cannot go in this way because that is reverse bias. So it has to go by D4, right? For negative half cycle or second half cycle, negative half cycle, your D4 will conduct. After reaching this point, it has two ways. One is this one, another one is this one. Again, this diode is reverse bias because current cannot go in this way. So the current has to go in this way, right? Again, look at the direction of the current. Current is entering the plus first. Current is leaving the minus, right? So this is plus, this is minus. In both cases, in positive half cycle and negative half cycle, in both cases, direction didn't change. That's why our output will be in the same direction. That means for positive half cycle, plus and minus wire remain same. That's why this one. For negative half cycle, still your plus minus didn't change. It looks like this. Okay. So if your direction in the resistor, the voltage direction do not change, your output will remain in the same direction. Now again, after reaching this point, current has two way, this one and this one. It cannot go that way, so it has to go D1 and get back. So your D4 and D1, they will be conducting. Okay. For positive half cycle, your D2 and D3. For negative half cycle, your D4 and D1, they will conduct. And in both cases, your resistor will have the same direction. That's why your output will have the same direction as well. In this case, this is VM, this is VM. In this case, this was minus VM, but the output is positive VM. Understood? See, this one. For positive half cycle, current will go in this way. This is off because this is reverse bias. This is on, so it will go this way. This is the resistor, so this will be the plus. This will go through. This is on, this is off. Current will get back. So you will get VM, you will get VM, right? You have VM in your input, you will get VM in your output. For negative half cycle, see this one. This is your input, but since the current is going through the same direction to the resistor, in the positive cycle, it was going in this way. For negative cycle, it is going in this way. So for negative cycle, you will get a positive cycle. Okay? Because the direction was same in case of a resistor. So your input was this. Now your output is this. So this is the whole, the highest value was VM. Your highest value is also VM. So your DC level will be 0.636 VM. Okay, from where this 636 has come? 636, why? Why it is 636? Because in case of half wave rectifier, go to the half wave rectifier. In case of half wave rectifier, your formula was 0.318. 0.318, right? Because that was only half the wave. Half the wave. For half wave, it was 0.318, right? Now, if you have double the wave, that means the full wave. This is double the wave, right? So your formula should be doubled as well. So if you 0.318 into double, if you make it double, your value will be 0.636. And you have a VM, your VM will remain here, VM. So that is your formula for double. That means full wave. For half wave, your formula was 0.318 into VM. For full wave, your formula will be 0.636 VM. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Is it crystal clear, or is there any noise?
No,
Clear,
sir.
clear.
Clear.
Okay, clear. Thank you. Because for you, I bought a new microphone. Haha. Okay. Now see the formula. VDC is equal to 0.636 VM, right? So that is the formula. Remember, here we didn't consider any diode voltage, right? When the current is going through the diode, diode should take some voltage, right? Of course. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
It should take some voltage, right? how much a silicon diode takes?
Silicon 0.7.
Exactly, 0.7. That is one silicon, right?
Yes.
For two silicon, why two silicon? Because see, for current, it is using two silicon at a time. For this one, it is using two silicon. For this one, it is using two silicon, right?
Yes.
See, for first half cycle, it is using D1. Okay, let's write. For first half cycle, that means positive half cycle, it is using D2 and D3. So for D1, if D2 is silicon, it is taking 0.7. If D3 is silicon, it is taking 0.7. So 0.7 and 0.7, how much?
0.14.
No, 1.4. 0.7 plus 0.7 is not 0.14. 1.4.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 1.4.
1.4.
So for positive half cycle, it will take 1.4. Now for negative half cycle, it will use D4 and D1. If they are silicon, they will still take 0.7, 0.7. That means 1.4. So your final value, your final output should be what? Should be less than what? Vm minus 1.4. For positive half cycle, 1.4. For negative half cycle, it is 1.4. Agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So your actual formula will be Vm minus 1.4.
4.
So that will be your actual formula, actual value, if you use actual diode. Now, again, this is for silicon. What will happen if I use germanium? What will happen if I use germanium? 0.3, 0.3, right? Now, that means 0.3, 0.3, that means 0.6, right?
Yes, sir.
0.6 will be gone here, 0.6 will be gone there, 0.6.
Six.
So your formula will be 0.6. So that's why, what will happen if I use gallium arsenide? 1.2, 1.2. That means here you will lose 1.2 plus 1.2, that means 2.4. Here you will lose 1.2, 1.2, that is 2.4, right? We have to write 2.4. So that's why the generalized formula will be 2 Vk. Before the formula was 1 Vk, right? Remember, the formula was 1 Vk.
Yes, sir.
Where? See, here. Here, can you see 1 Vk?
Sir.
When it was 0.318, it was Vm minus Vk. Now when the formula is 0.636, Vm minus 2 Vk. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, good. This one. Now let's delete everything. So this is your formula. VDC is equal to 0.636 Vm. Now if we use silicon diode rather than the ideal diode, you have to remember Vi minus 2 Vk. That means your formula will be 0.636 Vm minus 2 Vk. That is your formula if you use silicon diode. If you use germanium diode, again 2 Vk. If you use gallium arsenide, again Vm minus 2 Vk. But if you use ideal diode, ideal diode, that means impossible diode, right? Ideal diode means impossible diode. Ideal diode is not possible. If you use impossible diode, then that is your formula. How much? 0.636 Vm. Okay? Okay, everyone? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, let me show you something. Proteus. Okay, I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm going to pause the video for a second. I'm going to show you a software. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Let that finish. Let that be finished. Okay, now, then PIV. What is PIV? PIV is the highest possible value. What is happening? Okay, what is PIV? PIV is the highest possible value that one diode can sustain. That means your diode must sustain your input voltage. If it cannot sustain your input voltage, it will be gone, it will be blast, or it will be damaged. That's why your PIV should be greater than VM. That means your diode must sustain more than your VM, right? More than your VM. Your diode must sustain more than your VM. That means the highest value. If it is 10 volt, your diode must sustain more than 10 volt, or at least 10 volt. If it is 100 volt, your diode must sustain. Do you understand sustainability? Sustain means it can work with. Okay.
Like running.
Yeah. Your diode must sustain 100 volt. If it is 220 volt, 220, this one. If it is 220 volt, your diode must sustain 220, at least or more than 220. Okay, that's why your PIV is peak inverse voltage, that is more than equal VM. Remember. Okay. Now another type of full wave rectifier are there, that is called center tap transformer. Now this is only possible if you use a transformer. Okay. If you do not use any transformer, it is not possible. Like, what is a transformer? Transformer is a coil device. That means it has some. Okay, let me show you some pictures. Transformer. These are actually transformers. Okay, these are the big transformers, and now you do not have to study this. These are only small transformers. Small means very small. Okay, very small. These are actually present in your electronic devices or your computer or your mobile phone chargers everywhere. What are these actually? These are actually, okay, you can see these in your lab. What they does, they actually transform the power from input to output, from input side to output side without wasting any power. That means power will remain same. Whatever the input power is, your output power will remain same, 100% same. Okay, your power will be transformed, but it will change something, that is the voltage. It will either decrease the voltage or increase the voltage. Okay, whether it will decrease the voltage or increase the voltage. So if it decrease the voltage, it will be called step down transformer. If decrease, if it decrease. If it increase the voltage, it will be called step up transformer. Okay, so do you know about transformer, anyone?
Yeah.
I believe very little, right?
Yes, sir. This one I see in the electronic.
Okay, can you see this screen? Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now a transformer that has a step up and a step down. So power, I said power, right? Power will remain same. So this is your input power, this will be your output power, right? So what is the formula of power? Power is equal to VI, right? Voltage into current. This will be VI, voltage into current. So what will happen if in input side the voltage is V, if your output side voltage is V, what will happen if voltage increases? Oh, no, not this one. So they are same, right? VI, 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 VI. Now, for some reason, if voltage increases, will they remain same?
Now.
No, right? Now, how can you make them same?
No.
You have to decrease the current, right?
Yes.
So if you increase the voltage, if you double it, you have to half the current so that the multiplication remains same, right? Understood?
Yeah.
Okay, again, let me give you an example. Let's say the V is 100 volt and your current is 10 ampere. How much? 10 ampere, right? For input side. For output side, I want to decrease the voltage to 50. I want to make it 50. Step down, right? If I make it 50, will they remain equal now? No, right? So what I have to do, I have to make the current double. So let's make it 20. If you multiply this, the result will be 1000. If you multiply this, your result will be 1000 again. Okay. So what you have done, you decreases the voltage and increases the current. So that is a step down. Now what will happen if I do the opposite? If I make the voltage double, that means 200. That means if I increase the voltage, what I have to do?
Uh,
Decrease the current, right?
Yeah.
So I have to make it 5. So 200 into 5 again, it is 1000. So your power remains same, but the voltage changes so that the current, right? So that is the principle of transformer. So transformer has some windings. Winding means, what do I mean by windings? Winding means some sort of coil. Can you see the coil? Can you see this coil? Coil, right? Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, maybe this is your primary transformer. Primary, those are all big coil, right? The thicker coil. Primary. So the coil, the number of turn, that means the number of rotation is lower. Here the number of rotation is double, right? So number of rotation, it depends on number of rotation. Can you see here? Not here. 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 Can you see it?
yeah.
Yeah, more wire.
Here number of rotation is more. Here the number of rotation is less. That means the voltage is decreasing. Voltage is decreasing. If the number of rotation is half, the voltage will be half. Okay? Like this. If the number of rotation is less, that means half, the voltage will be half. But in this case, where? Here. In this case, you can see the rotation are more. No, rotation are less, right? Here the rotations are more. So now the voltage will increase. Understood? So the number, more rotation means more voltage. Here you have less rotation, you have less voltage. You have more rotation, you have more voltage. So voltage increases. So if voltage increases, what will decrease? The current will decrease, right? If voltage increases, the current will decrease. Okay. Now, what do I mean by center tap transformer? Let's show you. Let me show you. Okay, now see. So normal transformer should have two input cable, two output cable. Okay, normal transformer should have two input cables and two output cables, right? What do I mean by that? I mean by these. I mean by that is this. So your transformer symbol should be like this. So how much rotation I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So if I give 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So voltage will be increase or voltage will be decrease?
Increase.
Increase. How much?
There's a lot of rotation.
Double, right? Because the number of rotation is double. If the number of rotation is double, your voltage will be what?
Increase.
Your voltage will be double, right? So if you give 10 volt here, how much volt you will get?
Double.
20 volt, right? So if you give this as your input here, how much will be your output? That means double. That means this. So if you give this is your input, you will get these as your output, right? Agree? Agree, everyone?
Yes.
Everyone agree? Okay. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean you have one input cable, another input cable. That means two input cables. You have two output cables. 1, 2, right? Two output cables. 1, 2, 1, 2. That means 2 input, 2 output. Sometime, some people do this. Some people take another, that means third cable from the output side, third cable from the middle. From the middle, they bring out one more cable. That's why it is called center tapped. That means they tap the center. This is the center. So they tap the center and bring out another cable. What is the purpose of this? The purpose of these will be, if you take voltage from these two, here, how many cables do you have? How many turns? 5, right?
5.
How many turns do you have here? 5, right? Right?
Yeah.
So if you give 10 volt here, how much you should get?
And
10, right? So 10, 10. And again, if you take output from here, how much you will get here? 10, right? So this is called center tap transformer. That means you have a transformer that will double the voltage, but if you take the middle point as a third point, that will be your that will be divided. That means half. That means 10 and 10. So that is the that is the third cable, the middle cable. Okay, that is the middle cable. Understood?
yeah.
So here you will give 230 volt as your input. You should get 12 volt. That means if you take 12, these two, if you consider the blue one and the black one, you will get 12 volt. If you consider these two, the blue one, the black one, you will get 12 volt, right?
Yeah.
And if you do not consider the black one, if you take blue and blue, you will get double. That means 12 plus 12, 24. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, that is the center tap transformer. Now, if you use center tap transformer, if you have a center tap transformer, you can, okay, our software is already installed. Okay, we'll go to that later. Now, if you use a center tap transformer, you can make a full wave rectifier from the center tap transformer. How to do that? See, let's say it is a double voltage. That means whatever voltage you are giving here, it will be double, right? VI, right? So you will use a diode here, you will use a diode here, and you will use a resistor here. So how this thing works? See, for positive half cycle, okay, let me make it bigger. For positive half cycle, what will happen? The positive half cycle. So current will go in this way, right?
Yeah.
Understood? Current will go in this way. Normally, what happened to the center tap transformer? See, this is what happened. For positive half cycle, current will go in this way, right? Now, it cannot go this way. It cannot go this way. It cannot get back, right? Why not?
Because it is closed.
Because there is a diode that is reverse, right? So current cannot go this way. This is not possible. So which way current can go?
Resistor.
Yeah, exactly. Through the resistor to the transformer, right?
Yeah.
So current will go in this way to the resistor to the transformer. See, current is entering to the plus and current is leaving the minus. So you will get exact same value like this, right? Here, what is the value? Vm, right? If we use silicon, what will happen? Minus 0.7 or 1.4? How many silicon diode is current using? 1 or 2?
1.
1. Because this is not using, right? This is not being used.
Is of
Here only 1. So 0.7 only. That means Vk. Previously in the full wave rectifier, bridge rectifier, that is called bridge. This is called center tap. That is called bridge. This is called center tap. In the bridge, you have seen 2 diodes were being used, right? 2 diodes.
Yeah.
Here, how many diodes are being used? 1, right? That's why Vm minus Vk. Previously, the loss was double. Here, the loss is half loss. Now, again, see, for second half cycle, what will happen? Current will go in this way, right? Now, current cannot go this way. Why?
Yeah.
Because it is reverse. So, current has to go which way?
Resistor.
Resistor.
Yes.
So, again, the plus is this one, minus is this one. So, you will get same direction output. Since your resistor direction is same, so your output direction will be same, right?
Yeah.
Okay, understood?
Yeah.
Okay, what is the advantage of this circuit compared to the previous circuit? Anyone?
Sir, the previous circuit we used it for 2 diodes.
Okay, now here,
Now it is only 1.
that means in total we used 4 diodes. Here we used 2 diodes, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Previously the loss was more. Here the loss is less, right?
Yes.
And there is one more disadvantage of this one as well. What is that? Here, where you will put your ground? Where? Here or here? Where you will put your ground? Here or here?
Near D3.
Here, right?
Yeah.
You will put your ground here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But if you use multimeter, remember, if you use multimeter or the laboratory equipment, what you have to do? You have to give the plus here. You have to give the minus here. You have to give the plus here. You have to give the minus here, right? See, your minuses are different, right?
Yes, sir.
Since your minuses are different, you will not get the desired output in the oscilloscope. Do you understand oscilloscope?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Have you seen the oscilloscope, that the lab equipment that show you graph?
Yeah. It looks like TV.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in your lab you have seen some machine that show you graph and there is a screen. Have you seen it?
Yes, we saw in the last semester.
In the last semester you have seen. If you use oscilloscope, that is called oscilloscope. If you use oscilloscope, you cannot see the waveform properly. It will give you some problem. Why? Because normally the ground, that means the black pins, all the black pins should be connected to the ground, right? But here, which one is your ground? This one is your ground or this one is your ground? That one is your ground, right? If that one is your ground, so what it will do here? It should be connected to the ground as well, right? So that is the problem. If you use oscilloscope in your lab, you will see these will give you a lot of problem. Theoretically, it will give you the result. Theoretically, but practically, it will make you, it will give you some trouble. That is why the center tap transformer and center tap fully rectifier are much better, right? Much better. But there is a problem as well. The problem is you have to use a transformer. You have to use a transformer. Previously, you could not. You do not have to use any transformer, but now you have to use a what? A transformer, right? Understood? Everyone? Okay. Okay. Now here, remember that PIV is more than or equal to VM, because one diode is actually taking the double voltage, total VM plus VM. That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's do one math, not this one. Let's do one math. Okay. Before the math, I want you to show. Now I want you to see, actually not show. I want you to see the software. Can you see the screen? My desktop?
Yeah.
Okay. So this
Yes,
is the
sir.
Proteus 8 Professional. I will be giving you the software. And since you are from CSC department, you are very good with software, right? I believe so. Okay. Everyone?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now see how I am opening the software. See, right click. This is must. This is must. Right click. Run as admin. Always, always. Do not double click. Yes. Can you see it? Here. There. Can you see some icons at the top?
Yes, sir.
So here one icon is called schematic capture. Schematic capture. So I will click it. A screen will come up. Let's wait. This one, right? Now, can you see? Okay, at the right side, left side. Sorry, not right side. Left side. You have some icons, right?
sir.
Selection mode, component mode, sub circuit mode, terminal mode, graph mode, generator mode. Then what is this? This is the instrument mode, right? Instrument section selector. This one is selection mode, component mode. Now I want to click the component mode because I want to use some component. So I'm going to click the component. Here you have C, P and L. P means parts, L means library. Parts, library, right? So P, I'm going to click P. I need parts. What part? I need diodes. D-I-O-D, diode, okay? So here you have a lot of diodes are there. So this one is diode display. So I'm going to click this. I'm going to click OK. And then I will click it here. Can you see it? I can zoom in, zoom out. Can you see that diode?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I need a resistor, RES. Resistor, RES. Now, by the way, this is a silicon diode. Remember, this is a silicon diode, not ideal, silicon. I need a resistor. Now, this is a resistor. If you have a keyboard, not a laptop, if you have a desktop or if you have a full keyboard, then using the numerical keyboard plus or minus, you can rotate it, okay? Remember, you can rotate it.
Okay.
So if you have a keyboard, you can rotate. So plus minus, rotate. I rotate that, okay? I'm going to click, see, using the mouse, I will click this part, I will take it, I will click this part. That done, the connection is done. Easy, right? Easy?
Easy.
Okay. Now here, instrument mode, instrument. I will click instrument. I need a signal generator. See at the middle, signal generator. Signal generator is the AC wave. That means sine wave, triangular wave. Can you see that? Sine wave, triangular wave, square wave. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Can you? Okay. Now here, click that. Okay. Now you can change the value of the resistor. How? Double click the resistor. You can change the value. 1K, 10K, 100. You can do that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now I want you to see the oscilloscope. The first one is oscilloscope. In the instrument mode, the first one is oscilloscope. Now click and bring it. Here you have 4 channel A, B, C, D. In your lab, you have oscilloscope, that screen that will show you the graph.
Yeah.
That has 2 channel A and B. Here you have 4 channel A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
Where is the negative pin? Because in one channel you have positive and negative, right? Here in one channel you have only one pin. Where is the negative? Where is the negative point? The negative point is the ground. So we have to connect a ground. Where? Here, because this is our ground. Now A is our input. Let's take it and connect it to the input, right? B, that is our output. That is the resistor. Why we have done that? Because, okay, let's get back. Okay, can you see it?
Yeah.
Which one is your ground? That means the negative, right? The after the resistor. After the resistor is your what? Is your ground, right? That's why I connected. Okay. That's why I connected the ground after the resistor. Can you see it? Okay. Which one is your input? The before the diode, right? See, before the diode is your input. A is your input before the diode. Okay. Which one is your output? After the diode and before the resistance, right? That is your output. Can you see that? See, after the diode and before the resistance, that is your B. That means that is your output. Let's run the software. Okay. Here, can you see the run? Can you see the play button at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
If I click run, what will happen? So two screen will come up. Two screen. This screen, that is your input changing screen. You can change the input from here. This screen, that is your output changing screen. Okay, output seeing screen. So we will come back to this later. Let's fix it first. We want a voltage that is 10 volt, 10 volt, right? Or 5 volt, 5 volt. Let's do some. So we want an input that is 5 volt and 5 volt. So here you have 5. Here you have -5, right? We want an input like that. Now, so that's why we click 10. 10 means 5 and 5, peak to peak. And we want the frequency to be 50. Hertz. We want the frequency to be 50 hertz. Or you can take 100 hertz or 1000 hertz, no problem. 50 hertz. Let me give you 50 hertz. 50 hertz. And I want sine wave. Here, if you click this, you can change the wave. Okay? If you click this. Now, it's all set. Let's come back here. Now, which two channel we use? A and B, right? Do you need C and D?
No.
No.
We
So
don't
we can turn off them, right? Here, can you see turn off? C and D, turn off, right? We can turn them off. Here, let's give 1. Let's bring them. Okay, not this. This A and C, right? We can make them look bigger, not bigger not in actual value, but we can make them look bigger by using these. Look bigger, but all of them are 5 volt. Remember, they are just looking bigger, or actually this is zoom. I am zooming them. Understood? So let's bring them to 1. Let's bring it to 1. So both of them are in the same position. Let's we can adjust the position. Let's bring it to the middle. Let's adjust the position, bring it to the middle. Okay, by the way, remember, the yellow wave is your input, right? Because can you see the A is input, that is yellow? A is yellow, that means that is your input. Yellow one is your input. Is it AC or DC? AC or DC? Anyone, please. AC or DC? Hello?
AC, sir.
AC. AC. Your input is
Yes.
AC, right?
Yes.
That means the
AC.
yellow one is AC. So yellow one, that means channel A should be AC. The blue one is AC or DC? One direction or two direction?
Only one
One
direction,
direction,
sir.
right?
One direction.
That means that is DC, right?
Yes.
We have to make it DC, otherwise you will not get the same actual output. So let's make it DC. See, AC to DC. See, they just gone up, right? Now it is correct.
Yes.
Now I can change the value and position it. Okay, now this is your output. So again, I can make it a bit like this. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
So can you see your input is a bit bigger than your output? your input is a bit bigger than your output, your output is a bit smaller. A bit. Can you see that? Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Why is that? Anyone can explain?
Alio.
Anyone? Why that is smaller than your output input?
Why?
I think
Yeah, tell me. No problem. You do not have to be correct. Just tell me. What do you think?
sir, resistor is 1K, sir.
Not like that. Not for that. Okay, let me give you the value. Okay, let me show you the value. Here you have a point called a cursor. Okay, if I click cursor, if I go and if I click the position, you can see it is 5 volt, right? Can you see the 5 volt? Oh no, it is very small. But if you see the screen of my computer, you can see it is 5 volt. And the bottom one, that means the blue one, it is 4.25. 4.25. So how much less? 5 and 4.25. How much less? How much?
4.2.
No, your input is 5 and your output is 4.25. So how much less?
75, sir.
0.75. Okay?
Yes.
0.75. Is that ring a bell? Is that ringing a bell?
Yeah.
For what? What? My dear. Say, your input is VM, your output is less than VM, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me show you something. Here, your input starts from this point, right?
Yes.
Here, your output starts from this point, right? A bit later, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here, can you see your input? Your input is there, your output starts from a bit later. I cannot zoom it in. I cannot zoom it. Okay, I can zoom it actually. Can you see your output starts a bit later?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
That means your output is smaller, and exactly it is like your book, right? Exactly, it is like your book. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So the blue, the yellow one is your full wave. That means your input, and your blue one is your what? Is your output. Understood?
Okay.
Understood?
Yes.
Okay. So I do not want to bore you anymore today. I want you to install this software and practice. Okay?
What is the name of this software, sir?
I'm giving you the link right now. Can anyone knock me in the Facebook right now? Can you knock me in the Facebook?
Not me.
No. Because okay, do not worry. I will give you in the WhatsApp. Okay, right now. After 5 minutes, I will be giving you the link. Okay, all of you download the software and practice at home, because this software will be very important. Very important. Why? Because we are not doing any lab. Okay. From next lab class, we will be practicing this software. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
And when the university opens, then we will go for the hardware, if possible. But before that, let's run the software. Let's learn something.
Yes,
From
sir.
next lab, we will be doing the software. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, very good. I'm giving you the software. So I'm going to stop the share. Wait a minute. And I'm going to stop the record.